What if I told you that every single one of those grapevine trimmings you've been tossing into the compost pile, or the trash, after your annual pruning, could actually become an entirely new, genuinely fruit-producing grapevine, completely free, using nothing more than the cuttings you were already throwing away? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to turn pruned grape cuttings into thriving new vines, and how to care for them so they eventually reward you with genuine, homegrown grapes of your own. If you've ever pruned a grapevine, whether your own or one you have access to, through a neighbor or a local vineyard willing to share trimmings, and simply discard the cuttings afterward, I want you to know that you've genuinely been throwing away free plants this entire time. Grapes are among the most genuinely reliable, forgiving plants to propagate from hardwood cuttings, a technique that's been used for centuries specifically because grapevines root so readily from dormant winter wood. Meaning your annual pruning session doesn't have to end with a pile of discarded trimmings, it can become the starting point for an entirely new vineyard row. A gift for a friend, or simply the most rewarding free plant project you'll try this year. Let's walk through exactly how to select and prepare your cuttings, since getting this initial step right genuinely determines your success rate more than anything else in the process. Take your cuttings during the dormant season, late winter, while pruning your vines before new growth begins, choosing pencil-thickness sections of one-year-old wood, genuinely the mature, brownish growth from the previous season, rather than either very old, thick trunk wood, or thin, green, immature tips. Cut each section to roughly 8 to 12 inches long, ensuring each cutting includes at least 3 to 4 healthy buds. Make your bottom cut at an angle just below a bud, and your top cut flat, roughly an inch above the topmost bud. This angled bottom cut genuinely helps you remember correct orientation later, and also increases the surface area available for root development. Now let's talk about the rooting process itself, since this is genuinely where most of the magic happens. Many gardeners genuinely achieve excellent results with the simple water rooting method, standing your prepared cuttings upright in a jar with the bottom 2 inches submerged in water. Placed in a bright spot, out of direct harsh sun, changing the water every few days to keep it fresh, roots typically begin emerging from the submerged end within 2 to 4 weeks. Alternatively, the direct soil method. Inserting cuttings vertically into a well-draining potting mix, burying about 2/3 of the cuttings length, while leaving the top bud or two exposed above the soil surface. Keeping this soil consistently moist, but never waterlogged, genuinely produces equally reliable results and skips the eventual transition step from water to soil. Either method benefits from a rooting hormone dip, applied to the bottom cut before planting, though grapes genuinely root reliably enough that many experienced propagators skip this optional step entirely, without meaningfully reduced success. Once your cuttings have developed a genuine root system, whether started in water or soil, roughly 4 to 8 weeks depending on conditions, transplant them into individual containers with quality potting soil, if they weren't already rooted directly in soil, allowing them to grow and strengthen for a full season, before their eventual move to a permanent outdoor planting location the following spring. It's genuinely worth understanding what you're actually propagating before you invest weeks into rooting a batch of cuttings, since the resulting vine will be a genuine, exact genetic clone of whatever parent vine the wood came from, meaning a cutting taken from a specific grape variety, whether a familiar table grape, a wine variety, or a genuinely unnamed vine growing wild somewhere, will produce fruit identical to its parent, rather than some unpredictable new hybrid. If you're taking cuttings from your own established vine, you already know exactly what you're getting, but if you're sourcing cuttings from a neighbor, a local vineyard, or even wild grapevines you've spotted growing along a fence line or in a wooded area, it's genuinely worth asking or researching what variety you're working with, or at minimum tasting the parent vine's fruit if it's already producing, since this genuinely determines whether the eventual harvest from your propagated vine will actually suit your preferences for eating fresh, making juice, or any other intended use. Sourcing cuttings responsibly also matters, particularly if you're gathering from wild vines or someone else's property, rather than your own established plant. Always ask permission before taking cuttings from a vine that isn't yours. Most people, genuinely including commercial vineyards, during their own dormant season pruning, are happy to share what would otherwise simply become compost or yard waste. And a friendly request often yields far more cuttings than you'd actually need for a single propagation project. If you're taking cuttings, specifically from wild grapevines, be aware that several wild grape species native to different regions of the United States exist alongside the cultivated European and American hybrid varieties. Typically grown for eating, wild grapefruit can vary considerably in size, seediness, and flavor compared to cultivated table or wine varieties, genuinely worth knowing before investing significant effort into propagating and eventually growing out a wild-sourced vine. Specifically, for its fruit rather than simply as an ornamental or rootstock experiment. It's also worth thinking ahead to your cuttings' eventual permanent home before you even begin the rooting process. Since grapevines genuinely need substantial vertical support and considerable growing space once mature, a simple trellis, arbor, or even a sturdy fence line genuinely works well for a mature vine, which can easily spread 10 feet or more in each direction once fully established. Planning your permanent planting location and support structure in advance, rather than scrambling to figure it out once you already have a rooted cutting in hand, genuinely smooths the transition from a small potted plant into a productive, well-supported outdoor vine over its first couple of growing seasons. Now let's talk about light and temperature, because grapevines have genuinely specific preferences that matter throughout this entire process, from initial rooting through to mature fruit production. During the rooting stage specifically, bright indirect light genuinely suits developing cuttings better than intense direct sun, which can stress a plant that doesn't yet have an established root system to support vigorous top growth. Once established and growing, mature grapevines genuinely need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily to produce quality fruit. Grapes are genuinely sun-loving plants that perform poorly in shade, regardless of otherwise excellent care. As for temperature, grape cuttings root most reliably in the same 65 to 75 degree range that suits most plant propagation, while established outdoor vines genuinely tolerate a wide range of American climates, depending on variety, with proper variety selection for your specific USDA hardiness zone, mattering considerably for long-term outdoor success. There's genuinely fascinating scientific research behind why grape cuttings root so reliably, compared to many other woody plants. Plant propagation research has documented that grapevines contain genuinely high concentrations of natural rooting hormones, called auxins, concentrated specifically at nodes, the point where buds and leaves, attach to the stem, combined with a genuinely efficient callus formation process, the protective tissue that forms over a cut surface, and eventually gives rise to new root growth. This natural biological advantage is precisely why grapes have been propagated this way successfully for literally thousands of years across wine-growing regions worldwide, long before any commercial rooting hormone products existed. Beyond the plant propagation science, there's meaningful research on the specific health properties associated with grapes and their cultivation. Studies in nutritional science have documented that grapes, and red and purple varieties specifically, contain resveratrol and other polyphenol compounds associated with measurable antioxidant and cardiovascular health benefits, and beyond the fruit itself. There's genuine research on the psychological satisfaction tied to propagation projects specifically. Studies on gardening behavior have found that successfully multiplying a plant from cuttings provides a distinctly strong sense of accomplishment compared to simply purchasing an already established plant, tapping into a genuinely deep-rooted human satisfaction in creating something living from what would otherwise have been discarded. Watering correctly through each stage of this process genuinely differs meaningfully from beginning to end. During water roading specifically, simply maintaining that consistent 2-inch water level refreshed every few days, provides everything your cutting needs during this initial stage. Once transitioned to soil, whether directly from the start or after water rooting, check moisture by pressing a finger about an inch into the soil, watering whenever it feels dry. Young grape cuttings genuinely seed consistent moisture without ever sitting in waterlogged soil, which can quickly cause the cutting to rot before it has a chance to establish real roots. Once your vine is established outdoors in its permanent location, mature grapes genuinely become quite drought tolerant, needing supplemental watering primarily during genuinely dry stretches, rather than on a rigid, frequent schedule. Fertilizing and pruning both play a genuinely important role as your grape cutting matures into a productive vine over the following seasons. Avoid fertilizing newly rooted cuttings heavily. A light, diluted feeding once genuine root growth is established supports steady development without overwhelming a still fragile young plant. Once your vine is planted in its permanent outdoor location and has had a full season to establish, a balanced fertilizer applied in early spring supports healthy annual growth. Pruning becomes genuinely essential once your vine matures. Established grapevines require significant annual dormant season pruning, removing the majority of the previous year's growth to maintain manageable size and genuinely maximize fruit quality. Since grapes produce fruit specifically on new growth arising from one-year-old wood, a pattern that makes this annual hard pruning genuinely necessary, rather than optional for a productive, well-managed vine. Even with grapes genuinely forgiving propagation reputation, beginners occasionally run into a few common problems, so let's troubleshoot the most frequent ones. If your cuttings fail to root within the expected time frame, check that you genuinely selected proper one-year-old wood rather than either too old or too young material, and confirm your cuttings haven't dried out excessively before or during the rooting process, keeping harvested cuttings wrapped in a slightly damp towel. If there's any delay between taking them and actually starting the rooting process, genuinely prevents this common cause of failure. If your rooted cutting produces healthy roots but the top buds fail to break into leafy growth, this can genuinely indicate was harvested from wood that wasn't fully dormant or healthy at the time of cutting, unfortunately, meaning that particular cutting likely won't successfully establish regardless of continued care. If your cuttings develop mold or a foul smell during water rooting, this indicates the water wasn't changed frequently enough. Discard affected cuttings and change your remaining water more regularly going forward. And if you're eventually planted, maturing vine produces lush growth but genuinely disappointing fruit production. This often traces back to insufficient annual pruning. An unpruned or underpruned grapevine genuinely redirects its energy toward excessive leafy growth at the expense of quality fruit. Committing to that essential, annual, dormant season pruning routine typically resolves this issue within the following season. What makes propagating grapevines from otherwise discarded pruning cuttings such a genuinely rewarding project for beginners is the combination of essentially zero material cost and genuinely high success rates. Few plants reward a beginner's very first propagation attempt with quite this level of reliability, transforming what would have simply been yard waste into new, genuinely productive plants worth real money if purchased from a nursery. So the next time you or someone you know prunes a grapevine, don't let those trimmings go to waste. Select a few healthy, pencil-thick sections of one-year-old wood, root them in water or soil using the genuinely simple technique outlined here. And watch as cuttings destined for the compost pile instead become the start of your very own grapevine, completely free and genuinely satisfying to grow from nothing more than what someone else was about to throw away. A small, patient project that turns discarded yard waste into years of homegrown fruit. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.